early in the morning.
Shake you up a bit.
Well, I guess it. I'm already awake,
We've been up since 4 a.m., so I don't think any other thing can shake us up.
Okay, so we're in the
Totally.
same boat then. So we all need 3,000 coffees.
Well, that makes
I didn't
sense.
drink coffee.
Maybe you should
Wow,
try.
that's a
Maybe you should
conversation
start.
stopper.
Maybe you should try. So start.
No, green tea it is for
Some of
me.
us don't like coffee.
But here,
How about that?
listen,
Okay.
people, this is going to be an interesting grapevine. We've got so much to discuss. And of course, we'd love to get your thoughts on this as well. So make sure you send your WhatsApp messages in to 0809 444 We are streaming live up on YouTube. Hello, good
Hey,
morning.
YouTube fam.
Go over to youtube.com/smooth981 FM Lagos.
Tell you what we should do. Let's listen to our first song, or rather, let's listen to this new song from The Weeknd. It's from the brand new album. And then when we get back, we'll do some more talking about the song. So you can also check out the song on YouTube as well. Stay with us. This is Smooth 98.1.
Ooh.
Chef Jeff, you've listened to the song, yes?
Yeah.
What do you think? Okay, don't see me. Say what you think. Don't worry, it's okay.
I'll just support you.
I've listened to the song.
I
Yes,
didn't-
I haven't listened to your song yet.
Yes.
I'll just finish those.
That's a
The
topic for
release
another
already
day.
was
Right,
his best
that's
one.
a good
Okay,
one.
should we come back in, people? Yeah? Oh yeah. Okay. A little taste of the music.
We love it. I love it. This is new music from The Weeknd. If you haven't heard it, it's got a brand new album. And yes,
It's on
this is
FM.
exactly right.
Yeah.
So let's ask our analyst, Chef Jeff, what do you think about this song?
Okay. So this is the track. Is there someone else? And yeah. So first of all, actually, Chef Jeff, we're gonna go to you.
No, I mean it's from his fifth album, and to be honest, like I mean, I remember when he put out the picture on Instagram. I think about maybe about 2 days ago or so. The age look kind of thing. I was like, okay, let's
I don't know
excitement
why
for
he
this.
keeps saying
See,
that.
the first thing I said was, this man, he loves prosthetics, he loves makeup, he's just always doing this.
Yeah, I mean,
But it's part of his brand.
yeah,
That's
it
what
is.
he
It
came
comes
out
through in his
with.
music as well.
Yeah.
It's very psychedelic kind of vibe that goes on with this, to be honest. And you know what? I love it. I mean, to be honest, it's been a while since I've listened to a whole album of anything. To be honest, like these days, like okay, single here, single there for that person. So with this, there's still an interest to go further, and it's off Dawn FM, which is something that came out. Singles from it came out as far back as August 2021.
Yeah.
So it's really good to see that he's bringing us good music, to be honest. And it's the weekend vibe. Come on,
So what I
course.
really like about the weekend is that he for a while he was kind of moving about trying to find his place musically, because he came out with this nihilistic, oh,
Mixtape kind of
it's
thing.
all
all over the
everything's
place.
gonna burn, I'm gonna die, and you're just like, okay, calm down. Do you need help? But then he even said it himself that because then all of a sudden he just went kind of mainstream, and people were like, is this the same?
Like he
The
found
weekend, do
himself.
knock knock, who are you? Where did you come from? We're used to a certain kind of music from you. And he was like, he was trying to figure out a way that he wanted to speak language that people could understand, music wise. And now I feel like this album, Dawn FM, has managed to kind of bridge. He's been bridging the divide, but not that great, in my opinion. People
You
don't
think
come
this
for me.
bridges the divide?
But I feel like he's kind of settled into, because this is the concept.
So, yes, he's
the
found his
concept of
voice.
Dawn FM. He's always had his voice.
He's found his voice.
He's found the way he can translate his voice for people to understand. And because the concept of Dawn FM is that you're on your way, you're listening, you're in your car in the afterlife, in purgatory, and you're listening to this radio, Purgatory Radio FM, Dawn FM. And funny enough,
That actually makes a lot
people,
of sense.
my favorite part of the album, I don't know what it says about the weekend, but it was Jim Carrey's.
Yeah, I
Jim
know, right?
Carrey's spoken word
He
piece
actually
on
did
it.
on the last track
Yeah.
on there. And I was like, okay, wow, okay, that's new.
I mean,
Yeah.
I was like, this is deep, because if you know Jim Carrey, you know that he's not just the funny guy. That
Yeah,
he's,
he has a serious side to him,
Yes.
and actually has a musical side to him as well. Actually, yes.
Yeah, so I absolutely love that. I was not like, I don't know what to tell you. The weekend, you've been upstaged by Jim Carrey. Sorry.
Tell you what, if you haven't listened to the album, or if you have listened to the album and you're listening to the single as well, let's know your thoughts about it. Let's balance the conversation. Plus, I remember when there was an argument with the week. Well, not an argument now. When there was the climax challenge, I think that was triggered by the weekend and Usher Raymond. You remember when there was a pandemic and there was this going nowhere fast? You know, so there,
Thank you
that's
for
one of the
giving us a
reasons.
preview of
So
your song.
no way. That's one of the reasons why I said it's hard to say or determine if the weekend has found his voice, like really found his voice, because sometimes he's up there. Another time he's complaining that the Grammys, I should be getting this, I should be getting
I
that.
don't know about that. To
So
be
there's that
honest, like he's
balance.
he's a bit like Kelly Rowland, in the sense that the beginning was not quite working out for them, and then they found where their niche market was, basically. So I don't know about that. But I
All right,
disagree.
Silas, what do you think?
Yeah, I'm a fan of the weekend. So I just have to confess first of all that this particular song, I've really not listened to it, but for every other um, project that the weekend had put out, I'm actually a fan of him.
Okay.
So talking about his voice or finding his place, I don't think he's struggling with that. I just feel like he's on a lane of his own, where he has like a creative right to do whatever he wants to do, which is what reflects it when it comes to he just gives us this look. The talking about the prosthetic that you just mentioned now, he just comes up with something fresh every time. So I think he's unique in his own way, and I don't feel like and like any other artist, any other creative who puts out great art in quotes and feel like um, people are not giving him the recognition or the accolades that he deserves. So I think that like any other person, he has the right to maybe do that outbursting to say, hey, even
Let's
like
face
what he
it, he's
says,
not the
why you
only
need to
one
table for
though.
me.
James.
So I feel like that's what it is. Weekend is as good as he claims.
James,
That's how I feel.
what did
All
we
right.
say about that word?
Which one?
What did we say about
Wait,
that word?
which one?
is
The
of
A
them?
word?
We said we were going to leave it in 2018
Which one?
and
Which one?
2019. That word, the
Which one?
word, you know it, the A
No.
word. We said we were leaving it behind.
A word.
No more
Okay. Oh,
accolades.
that one.
yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
we said
All
we were
right.
leaving it
Let's just
behind,
give him
James.
What are we going to
flowers.
be using now?
He's
Props.
not that bad.
Yes, thank
He's
you.
not that
All right.
bad.
Thank you.
2022.
Thank you, please.
Okay, make sure you are tuned into the live stream up on youtube.com/smooth981 FM Lagos. Send your messages into 0809 444 981. Moving on. Goodbye, our Ethiopian brother.
Let's talk
Hello.
about the fans. And
Hello,
let's talk about-
Nigerian fan concert goers.
Exactly. They're
Because they
I mean,
have
they're
something to say.
complaining, and we've seen this trend so many times. But let's put background to the story. So many of the concert goers held, many of the concerts held in the country in December 2021 were undoubtedly rather blighted by the lateness of many artists, some of whom were headliners of the shows. Now, citing how the same singers usually showed up on time for their concerts in the U.S., in the U.K. and in other European countries, some fans, came out to say these guys do not respect, the Nigerians. I mean, Nigerian fans generally, particularly a person called Henry. He took to social media and he talked about Burna Boy not showing up early for concerts, and also the name of Wizkid comes up in the mix as well. And I think we've seen this too many times. We see this all the time. In fact, it's not even too many times. I mean, what do you guys make of this?
So I mean, it is what it is. There's something they call. It's not me. I mean, we were born into it, and the what is the
Nigerian
phrase
time.
Nigerian factor
Oh wow,
and Nigerian African. It's African time, so maybe it's is it.
it's an African thing
I
now.
don't know. So, it's really annoying. The truth is that when they go out, for the international concert, they cannot behave like this. That's a fact.
But,
You know.
but,
They will
Er,
sue you.
nah.
They will deal with you.
Huh?
They will, but Nigeria, they can do whatever they want to do in Nigeria. And I can almost bet that in some African countries, they still can't even be, because you sign contract. This is the time the concert is happening. This is some.
But usually here, though, they're headline acts, and that's why they leave them till the last.
It's
And
not
that's
an
why they come around
excuse.
1 a.m.
Let me tell
Or
you,
maybe
at the end
even
of the
2
day,
a.m.
do you know what? Do you know what? I actually found this funny, horrifying, but funny.
Yeah.
I was at a get together the day after Burna's concert, and I remember, this person coming in, and she was like, "Oh, I'm a Burna fan. I'm a massive fan," and everybody was like, "Okay." That was literally the reaction. And she goes, "Yeah." So we said, what time did he get in? She goes, "Oh, no. As a Burna fan, it's fine. I already know he's not going to be there till
Oh,
like
wow.
4 a.m.
Oh, wow.
So I came at 2, and we were like, okay. So the true diehards know when to arrive.
Yeah.
to
So
see their
the
person.
funny thing, Sope, for some event places. I mean, I can't even use Nigeria as one. Let me just use some concert or event places in abroad.
Yeah.
Abroad, eh? Let me use
Overseas abroad.
In
abroad.
the abroad.
Not in the abroad. I want to say in London or in
Overseas
but
abroad,
abroad.
not
Yes,
local
overseas
abroad.
abroad. No, not local. So they have time. The event place will open between a certain time and close at a certain time. So
Exactly.
you cannot even exceed that time. Even clubs, they party. Clubs close at a certain time. So when you have an engagement to come and perform somewhere, there's no excuse as to why you got there late. You can't even do it. You can't even
So
try
is it
it.
because nobody holds them accountable?
Oh
This is why
yes,
they do
nobody
it?
holds. Just that's why I said it's a Nigerian factor. It's a Nigerian thing where, including both musicians, politicians, everybody, students,
Auditions.
teachers,
Wow.
everybody can arrive late at a place, and just because it is you, you feel like it's what. Okay, so what's the worst they can do?
I personally feel like it's something that we've adopted from the international scene and decided to make our own. To be honest,
Okay.
because at the end of the day, there's some places whereby these things do happen. But the thing is that yes, you do know. Okay, fine, show up 2 a.m. for your headliner like a whiskey or whatever. But let me tell you something, right? It's not just the local scene. To be honest, I will never forget the trauma of Lauren Hill. All right, one just had to keep on filling one's cup just to get by for it to finally show about 3, 4 a.m. And the thing is, they put about 20 people before she popped on stage,
And she
and
still
they
didn't
were
show up
they
early.
were like, I'm sorry to say this, there were nobodies. Like I didn't know who they were in any way, shape, or form. So it's like you're just giving me
Ouch.
people that I don't know from Adam at all. And I'm just like, you know what? We're never doing this again. Her performance was great, but we're just never gonna be doing this again, to be honest. So it's just an unfortunate thing whereby you just have to know what the time is to be like. Okay, you know it's Burna Boy. Show up at 2. Be lucky if you find parking. Just come by taxi. If you can find taxi, walk into the place, and then you're good. Kind of scenario. But to be honest, I feel it really adopted it from the international scene and just have been.
See, let me tell you, I want to tell you guys a story of way back when, back in the day, when I kept going to all these Davido concerts, and I was like, oh, I need to see him. I need to see him. And then I'd go through all the warm up acts. I never ever got to see him.
Why?
Why?
That's the story.
Well, why?
Lateness.
Why didn't you get to
Oh.
see him? That's the
Lateness.
question.
You know, I was still fresh. So
Oh, you go
I
in
was
early,
like, oh,
and then
what,
you leave.
what time? So whenever someone would say 8 o'clock, in my mind I was like, okay, so Nigerian time. So I'll get there by 10 o'clock, not knowing that I should really get there by 1 o'clock.
Do you know the funny thing? This happens in Nice in the UK, and I mean, in fact, it went viral for a long time. He was supposed to perform, and then he also came in late in the night, like I mean, like middle of the night, right? And a lot of concert goers were really upset. And then he guy came, he prostrated on stage. It was like he's sorry, but people are not gonna have it. They were shouting. I think he performed eventually, but it just, and ever since his career has not been so fantastic.
Do you know what? I think my favorite situation, but this is why you don't put your headliner up so early. To be honest, was Maxwell. Because Maxwell showed up, was the first person
yeah.
to perform.
Yes,
And
all
then
right,
everybody
out.
left.
That was it. Every other act did not matter. Like literally,
I remember-
Maxwell got up like about 11. All right, and that was the end.
Oh my
Right?
days. I remember that.
And it was like right next to Echo Hotel, like that. So
everybody was just like,
spot kind of thing, right?
God.
And then poof, that was it.
we've
That
seen
was
who,
it.
After that,
We've seen who he
Maxwell
came to
number
pay,
one,
though.
and then bye-bye. See you guys. Cool.
Whoop, there it is. Whoop, there they went. All right, very quickly before we take a break, let's read this message up on WhatsApp from Sean, who says, who is giving the artists the effrontery to treat their fans that way? The fans themselves. These guys will still headline concerts December this year, and the same fans that were treated like trash will be there with their money again. Me, I am in my house. One artist will not use my money to be picking his teeth. Nonsense, says Sean.
So guys, let me react
On
to
that
that
note,
quickly.
let's take it to youtube.com
Okay.
/smooth981 FM Lagos. We'll be back right after this.
So can you put the volume down a bit? It's not just
course,
about
sir.
it's not just about the fans. It's also about the show promoters who tolerate it, who take it.
Yeah, but what do you want them to
Well,
do?
the show promoters
How many
tolerate
show
it, and
promoters
the
are there?
fans don't tolerate. Show
Do you know how
promoters
annoying
speak
this is?
money.
Because
They
once
speak
the
money.
fans-
If the fans don't pay, then
The show
Yes,
promoters-
so the show
tolerate
promoters
it.
also
So
less
show
once
promoters
again,
have
it
to butter
always
these guys
goes
up.
back down
That's
to
the
the
problem.
fans.
because it's not excuse to
Behavior
it,
you
really.
allow
That means-
will
I don't know how.
continue.
Because
Let me
if
tell
the
you, if a
fans,
show promoter doesn't
Yeah.
make money, and the fans are like, it's because this thing didn't go on time, will the show promoter try it again? Will they get the same artist that doesn't care about timing again?
they won't.
So it's the fans.
Well, it's not just the fans, really, but
That's what it
well,
is,
we can
actually.
also hold the show promoters accountable.
The fans are the bringers of the money.
Enablers.
The money is speaking. It is the money. The fans owe the money. The fans pay the money. It is the fans.
So let me tell you another thing, Shokwe, from this same
Yes,
angle,
sir.
that if the show
Why am I calling you
promoters,
Cyril?
if the show
Cyril this
promoters
morning? What's going on?
start the event when they're supposed to start
At the right
event,
time.
Did you come
You
with
come
an air of
late.
authority?
you come late for the event.
You did.
You have paid, you bought your tickets, but you arrived late, and you too.
Hey, bounce
you missed the
you.
show.
Oh God, I don't know why. I don't even know why we didn't talk about this. So I went to the Brymo concert,
Okay,
right?
hold on.
The Brymo concert started on time,
Guys,
right?
we're
People were
coming
still
in.
buying tickets,
Eh.
and we couldn't come in on time.
Studio. People, the grapevine is turning into the concert timing show because the conversation we've been having off air, I think part of it is going to come on air.
It should.
Yes, this is the grapevine right here on Smooth Breakfast with Kayode Baker.
And Shokwa Martins,
Joining
and
us.
Chef,
Yes.
and James Silas.
And I love it. And of course, you. So make sure you send your messages into 0809 440 981 up on WhatsApp and join us live, both on air and off air on youtube.com/smooth981FM Lagos. So Kayode, you were about to tell us about.
Oh yeah, so I went to the Brymo
Brymo
concert,
concert?
yes, and you know what? They started the concert on time. The only challenge was that they were still selling tickets deep into the concert, and the process was slow. But I love the way he started. He started on time and ended on time, and I think Brymo has a culture of doing that. So people can take a cue from that. In fact, I think the concert got to his head. In fact, because it was so big, he started to talk about crazy stuff days after. We're not going to talk about that now.
That's a whole other story.
But you know what? If we can hold one person like that, I went to the Alternate Sounds concert too, and they started on time and they finished on time. So some people can do it. It's just that the bigger guys, the Whiz Kids, the Davidos, those are the ones that it's kind of hard to hold accountable, because if they don't show up at your concert, they don't show up. So show promoters have to find a way, to hold them accountable. I think the big guys like what's that? Paulo Prime.
Polo, yeah?
Yes, they can hold these guys accountable, but I don't know about other smaller, concert show promoters, holding them accountable. But the big guys, if they can make this happen first, then other people can follow suit. So we'll see where this goes eventually. However, though, let's move on to our next story. This one, there's a story about church circulating, so we're going to tie that into this one. But
Speaking of church, there's some also churches that also have a culture of not starting on time.
Oh,
and
wow.
so the churchgoers are like, so 9 o'clock service
No,
it has ended at 1 o'clock. So I come for the 11 o'clock service
No.
at 1 o'clock.
back in the day back in the day, once the sermon is over like this and you're still doing, I just get up and I'm
Guy,
walk out.
the-
But, I'm
that's-
good now.
That's
I'm good now.
predicated upon the sermon being over. Okay? But that's all right. We've
I
still
sleep
got
when
more.
it's too long. guys.
Are you serious?
Yeah, Usher, don't touch me.
I just love Christmas services.
Yeah.
They're like they end in 1 hour about.
Yeah,
Oh, New Year services, oh my gosh, this has turned into the church show now. But crossover services have a deadline. So I quite like
Once
that.
it's
those
12
ones as well.
and you're
They're
not
like,
done?
it's midnight. It's the New Year. That was the whole point of the service.
Okay,
just
speaking
putting
of
it out there.
services, veteran actress and preacher, that's Ikere Anonobi. You guys remember her, right? On Monday, she said that those who buy Ashwebi from parties are wasting the monetary blessings that God has given them. Now, she made this known during a sermon on her Instagram page where she admonished her followers against spending money unnecessarily. Now, I have my reservations about Ashwebi too. However, I don't know about, bringing in God into this conversation. It's a bit of a stretch for me.
What she said is they are wasting the monetary blessings.
Mhm.
That and in according to the Christian religion, where did the monetary blessings come from? God.
So there's that
So
conversation.
that's the way it is. But she was specifically saying monetary blessings, aka you are wasting your money on Ashwebi if you
Exactly.
want to translate it into the secular realm.
Exactly. So, but what do you guys make of this?
But how you wasting your money on Shabi if you are selling to people that are going to come for the event? Because what they do is they
Well,
buy
that's
the Ashwebi or the material and then sell to people, to guests who are coming for the party. So how is that waste? And a lot of them sell higher than they buy actually.
Most people sell higher than
So how is
Wait.
that? I don't know. So that's the part I don't really get.
She's not talking about the seller. She said the who the buyers, the people who are buying. So let's put it
Really?
this way, because this thing is something that is touching upon my heart. Because
You better
when you
should do
get
it.
invited to enough weddings and they start saying, "Oh, this one is 25K. Oh, this one is 30K. Oh, this one," and you're like, "Oh, 25K here, 25K there," and by the end of the day, you're up 500K. And you've got to how many weddings? I'm just saying, it's a thing. And when you now decide to make a stand and say, "I'm not buying any more Ashobi," people now start looking at you funny.
Let's
When you
ask.
arrive, yes.
Let's ask Chef Jeff. He's
Yes,
wearing an
please, Chef
Ashwebi
Jeff.
right now.
I'm like, y'all are really doing this story. I thought it was a practical joke. I mean, okay, all right. But to be honest, you know, I don't really, I can't really rate this much. To be honest, like if you got the money for it, you're gonna do it. Otherwise, there's nothing that's ever stopping you from not buying that show, and still showing up for the wedding, right? At the end of the day, that's one thing. Second thing is that sometimes you just get new outfits, whether it's a burial or a funeral. I mean, come on.
But
One
let's.
of my favorites was actually from a funeral.
Oh wow.
Did that go morbid?
So,
But oh wait, I mean, let's take the conversation a little bit further than this, right? So we've seen a lot of Nollywood actors, musicians also, converting, turning to preachers, and we've seen a trend recently. I mean, there was a trend of Mommy Gio, where people wanted to. I'm sorry I had to bring that in, but
No, no,
it is
right
what
on,
it
right
is.
on.
gonna come up, so it's okay.
It
It's
is what it
alright.
is. Okay, so she's mentioned a list of things. If you have some types of credit cards, you might not make heaven. Amongst
Wait,
other
wait.
than-
She came out and said no. She
Yes.
said
What?
they attributed it to me. I
Okay.
did not say that.
there's no smoke
However,
without
there are
fire.
other things that you can go to hell for. I'm paraphrasing her.
So I don't know. So there's this trend now. What do you guys make of a lot of people just coming up on social media? I mean, we see Daddy Freeze, right? We see what he does. Now we're seeing more people, in this space do the same thing.
The thing is, some people have their flaws, even preachers as well. Sometimes they misinterpret things, or they just do things that are just like a flawed moment kind of thing. And then some people have mental issues, money,
Oh wow.
that need to be addressed. To be honest,
Okay.
And maybe we just don't have the capacity or the range over here to actually handle the situation. So it's like
He
time
says
to actually
range.
show that private jet and head to the overseas.
Okay.
and
Okay.
fix
Okay.
life.
Okay.
As a church boy, one of the things I've learned, while growing up, even also by reading the Holy Book, is that in the end time, there will be a lot of false prophets.
Okay.
So I feel like this is that time.
Why are we always doing? We've been doing the end times 20, 30, 40, 50. End times are coming. End times are coming. That's what I mean. I was thinking about just the other day. Like,
No,
this
we're already in the
statement
end time.
actually really just. It's
Don't forget that
keep it.
1,000 years
Let's
in the
keep
eyes of
going.
man is one day in
But
the eyes
hey,
of God.
Yeah.
Hey,
Don't forget that.
Chef, calm down. It's all right. There's end times all around. There's the end of an era. There's the end of a year. That's still an end time.
Yes.
Okay? You need to change. It's called a paradigm shift, okay? It's
Uh-huh.
called a perception shift,
Well,
okay?
I mean,
Change
we
your
have more vegans
perception.
these days, so those are definitely signs of the end times. So.
Conversation ended. I don't know what else to say except let's move on. So, Golden Globe Awards.
Yes.
I knew you'd be
That's
excited
the one
about
he'd be
this.
excited about.
Okay, so like some big news came out. I know we're looking at Will Smith and other people, but the one I want to talk about, Oh Young Soo, Squid Game, became he was like, was he the
oldest and the only
oldest
Korean.
Oldest.
actor? Yeah, to be nominated and win Golden Globe, and South Korean as well.
Yes, I think what I love about the Golden Globes in particular was that there was range in terms of diversity, in terms of age. I mean, he is 77, so this was actually a big deal. And, when you look at the character that he played, it actually was a very, very key role. You just did not see that kind of coming in the show. I wouldn't do any spoilers. I told myself that. But even when you look at everything in general, there are just so many coincidences and just nice things that happen in the whole Golden Globe scenario. All right, you have the likes of, like, it's a proud father and daughter moment, in the sense that you've got Steven Spielberg, who got all these nominations for West Side Story, but at the same time, Sasha Spielberg, his daughter, appears in a different movie, and she's that's been nominated over there. You got the Batmans, all right, because you got Ben Affleck nominated for The Tender Bar, which was directed by George Clooney. All right, Batman and Batman over there. You got the Haim sisters and their father appearing in a movie, which one of the Haim sisters actually nominated. They're very, very big, and you got even the likes of Philip Hoffman, who was the Hoffman guy, who was the son of the late Philip
David
Seymour
Hoffman?
Hoffman in his first acting role whatsoever. All right. Now, his father, his late father, appeared in the likes of Minority Report, was a frequent collaborator with Paul Thomas Anderson, and so just to pop up in that kind of scenario and then be nominated to this category, because this is an indication of the Academy Awards, so it kind of is a big deal in that
And
sense.
you know that we were kind of expecting a change up, or at least there needed to have been a change up. What with the story that broke and like took that everybody weighed in on, and like it was kind of a Harvey Weinstein moment, only with the Hollywood Foreign Press Association in terms of them always canvassing for gifts, prizes,
Mm.
bribes,
Mhm.
whatever it is you
Yeah.
want to call it,
Yeah.
some goodwill. And so people had come out and they had just been waiting for that moment. Let the news come out and everybody was sharing their stories. And so now we're seeing range, we're seeing diversity, which
Mhm.
is something that people have been calling for since, maybe not since time immemorial, but since black people could speak and not be killed about it. That's it. Yes.
But really, it's an amazing thing to see, and it's just going to be interesting to see how these things proceed to the Oscar Awards. So very very good work to the likes of even what's her name, Karen Stewart. All right, She was up against Academy Award nominees, if not winners, for playing Lady Diana or Princess Diana. So that should be interesting to see if that goes
Do
through.
you have any hot favorites, any predictions that you want to make so that we can hold you to it and record this
Hmm.
this session?
It really is too soon to tell. I don't think that the Squid Game guy's gonna probably win something. It would be nice if that happened. But to be honest, it's just too soon to tell. Too soon to tell.
How about King Richard?
King Richard, you see, the thing is that King Richard is just it's a Will Smith factor, whereby okay, he's done a good movie, let's give him a nomination. Do I think that he is strong enough to actually be the winner? Actually, don't think so.
I just want him. I want him.
To win?
Yes.
I can't really say that, to be honest, because like he's been my Black Johnny Depp for a while now before this movie, in the sense that not in
Explain
that
yourself.
not in that sense, not in the sense
Good.
Yeah, I was
Explain
just going to
yourself.
ask
in
you,
the
what do
sense
you
that
mean by
I
that?
don't mean regarding. I mean, I am totally against his ex-wife.
Okay.
I'm totally against that.
Amber, have you heard that?
Amber Heard. Yeah, I'm totally against. Everybody knows on the show.
Oh my gosh,
right?
guys, that
But
was
my
a
issue-
fun. Hold on, let's take a moment to just appreciate my plan.
Acknowledge that.
Amber, have you heard that?
Yeah.
I didn't mean it, but
Yeah,
it came out.
happened. It
Thank
happened.
you.
But I mean, Johnny Depp,
Well done, well done.
Johnny
Thank you.
Depp had a moment of just putting out really, really bad movies, including George Clooney, and Will Smith was there as well. And there was just like one that was a good thing, and then we went back to bad movies. So that's when I say that Johnny Depp and Will Smith thing, that's really where I'm coming from there. So I just hope that
I think he did well
I
with
don't
King
think
Richard.
I
though.
don't think he gets a strong enough performance in this to actually be like, okay, I'm going to be winning this.
So you know what it is. This comes down to a personality thing and a work thing. He's been in there for so long. He's got such a great personality. We have commiserated with him on a number of things. I even watched him with his red eyes and he's crying. We just want him to have a win.
Yeah, he had his
Although,
moment.
although he's got a win already with Bel Air, the Fresh Prince.
Fresh Prince.
That was
Yeah.
a good one.
The new trailer has come out and it looks interesting. It looks really, really interesting.
Got a
Going from
message here.
comedy to drama, well, we'll see.
Well, the thing is that with Will Smith, like his life has kind of like career has been kind of about sequels, Bad Boys Again, and Men in Black.
Oh,
this and that. So
Men in Black 20.
Fresh Prince was just another
It
Is
was
this another
inevitable.
sequel? Yeah.
But it's
Alright.
interesting. We'll
sequel
see.
Smith.
Ty from Maja says King Richard with its half truths. Let's see how it pans out at the awards. Okay.
Oh, and also
Half
says,
truths.
rest in peace, Sidney Poitier. Yes.
Yeah, true.
Such
Yes,
a
we should know
yes,
that,
True.
yeah.
yes.
That's a big deal.
Very, very big
Very
deal.
first black man to be Academy Award nominated in the what's the best actor category.
Paved the way for other black actors. Did a lot in his lifetime. Ataya also says, I hope Portable and his handlers have settled their disputes. Well,
Yeah.
we'll find out via video, won't we? We got this one in from Tosan who says, well, for me, I don't have issues with people buying Ashoebi, but the only reservation I have is people who go the extra mile to buy the Ashoebis. There are people who are still struggling, yet they don't mind borrowing money, taking Ashoebi on credit, using their house rent or their kids' school fees to buy Ashoebi. These
Yes.
people are the reasons why I have a bit of an issue with this. It's only when the big artists can be held. Oh, and then going back to the
Held
previous story,
accountable.
when the big artists can be held accountable, that concerts will begin to start early and end early. And
Well, Oris isn't with us today, so
who was it that said some people need Chef Jeff? that some people need mental evaluation. Thank you for that
right.
message. And that is that.
That's our show.
Let's find you guys up on social media. Where do we find you?
I'm on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, Clubhouse, everywhere.
Why are you
James
on
Side.
Twitter? Are you out of the country? But anyway, you can find him
I'm
on
on
James.
Twitter when I'm outside.
When you're
there you
outside
go.
the country.
Okay, good.
You have VPN?
Silence.
No.
Okay.
Chef Jeff?
I mean, you
Was
can
that a
find
trick
me-
question?
You can
No.
find me at Chef Jeff 3000, and I'm on Twitter and Instagram. I'm only here via Zoom, so but like physical manifestation
People.
of that angle thing. But otherwise, I'm on some beach somewhere in a foreign land.
Goodbye. Thank you and goodbye. All right. And make sure you catch the stream or you can replay the stream up on youtube.com/smooth981FM. Keep it tuned for more great music right here on Smooth 98.1. Love music, love life. People want to